Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have one cruise terminal being canceled, one cruise terminal being expanded on. We have Carnival Cruise canceling 10 stops to a port destination, and it might be kind of a sneaky reasons why. We have a follow-up to that comedian who was confronted on stage on MSC cruise ship by a woman. And then we have some news and an update on the cruise ship with the 3 crew members that were injured during a fire on board. First off, let's talk a little bit about the comedian that was on an MSC cruise. It was a shorter cruise when apparently during that cruise we had an altercation between a couple of people, and the comedian decided to make some comments about it. And he started making some jokes, as comedians will do, about their crowd work. They do crowd work on board. They'll ask people questions and then they'll comment on them. It's very common on cruise ships. You can't always say the same material, so they do crowd work in order to make things fresh every night. Well, some of the jokes the person was saying, the comedian said this woman did not like so much, and as a normal, sane person, she stood up, left the theater, and went to customer service to say, hey, I think those jokes were inappropriate. No, that's not what she did. That's not what she did. She stormed up on stage and confronted the comedian and made the show all about her because she didn't like the comments that he was making and the jokes he was making on stage. Apparently also on the way out, it appears that she threw a glass towards the stage, towards the comedian. Could have hit him, could have hit a innocent person sitting in the theater, in the comedy club. So the follow-up would be that she was kicked off the ship, and she will be most likely banned now from MSC Cruise Lines. But also in a follow-up, the comedian was suspended without pay. And he doesn't know when he will be back on the cruise ships, if MSC will ever bring him back on a cruise ship. I guess they're investigating whether they think he escalated the situation or not. And to be fair, she's the one who got up on stage, and she's the one who started making the show all about her. It does not matter what the material is on stage. If you do not like it, you get out. You just leave. Go to guest services. Complain to the entertainment director. That's the person to complain to, not to make yourself the person up on stage. And when you do that, of course, the comedian's going to go right back at you and make you the brunt of his next 55,000 jokes. So, yeah, it was poorly done, and I hope he gets his job back because he was literally just doing his job. Next, we have Port Canaveral has announced that they are not building a brand new terminal in Orlando, Florida. They are not going to be adding that extra expansion that they desperately need because they have big ships coming there, like the brand new Star of the Seas coming out. They need the space. They are currently the second, again, it's flip-flops all the time between them and Miami, second largest, busiest cruise port in the world. And they need more space. Well, apparently a couple state representatives came out and said, hey, that area you're going to build the port in, well, we're worried it's going to interfere with the LNG plant that's over here for the space agency's planned expansion, and we don't think that one should get preferential treatment over the other, even though they never said how that's interfering, why that would stop the other expansion, because they're not they're not in the same place. But after the state stepped in, the commission at Port Canaveral decided in a 4-to-1 vote that the current terminal plans are no longer in service, shall we say. And there's no update on whether or not they're planning to try and build any place else, even though they desperately need a terminal. Another place that needed a terminal, Galveston, Texas, because they are growing rapidly every year. Every year you hear more and more ships sailing out of Galveston now. Well, the MSC's brand new terminal is now under construction. So that's good news out there for anybody sailing and wants to sail on MSC. You're going to have fairly cheaper cruises, brand new ships coming in there, and a brand new terminal to boot. So that's good news for Galveston going forward. If you're sailing on the Carnival Spirit in 2025-2026 winter season, you may have gotten an email saying that they will no longer be stopping at Bimini in the Bahamas. Very popular place for cruise ships to go. It's a little resort area, and they're not going on the Carnival Spirit. Coincidentally, that's right around the time that Celebration Key, their new private island for Carnival, will be opening. Their second private island will be opening in the Bahamas, and they are planning on those cruises to already go there. However, that was already scheduled anyway without Bimini being there. Now, a couple of the cruises are being shot over to Half Moon Cay, the other Carnival private island, instead of Bimini, and the other cruises remaining are just going to have an extra sea day. So not really sure what the decision is. I could see that they were moving all the cruises over to Half Moon Cay, because why not get all your money from your private islands and not give them money to another island. Just keep it all in the Carnival little bubble, shall we say. That's probably the reason you're seeing that change. And the reason you're seeing only some of the sailings heading over there is probably there's already cruise ships booked into Half Moon Cay on that day, and they can't bring any more in. So Carnival Spirit no longer going to Bimini 2025-2026 on over 10 different sailings. Next, we have a quick update on the fire that happened on the cruise ship where 3 crew members were injured. First off, the crew members are recovering fine. It was smoke inhalation. It was not life-threatening, and they are absolutely doing fine. In fact, I believe 2 of them are back to work, and 1 of them is just taking another week off before returning to the ship. But the cruise ship itself needs some repairs. It's going to take, they're canceling 2 sailings so far on there. They're offering full refunds to everybody, and they're offering future cruise credits to people. But they need to do the repairs inside, check the wiring, etc., repair the fire, smoke damage, a bunch of stuff that naturally comes with fire on a cruise ship, which is also the scariest thing that can happen possibly on a cruise ship. I sailed amongst icebergs. Wasn't nervous at all, but if I ever saw smoke coming from anywhere on the ship, I would be terrified. Let me know in the comments down below about that comedian. Do you think it was fair that MSC laid him off for doing his job? Do you think the woman was completely out of line and good that she got suspended? Or hey, that comedian was being offensive and maybe he shouldn't have been making those jokes, and yeah, she was just stating her mind. I don't see too many people supporting that line of thought. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.